All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. My name is Don Puno, and I will be your host for today. It's our pleasure to welcome you to our 12th industry panel discussion on freight forwarding technologies, brought to you by RW Solutions. RW Solutions is headquartered in Hong Kong and currently has 9 freight forwarding networks that are into industry niches. RW networks are very much focused on handling capabilities of forwarders from pharma, perishables, NVOCC, and FCL to geographical interests like Africa, the Middle East, and Latin America. By having specialized groups, members engage in more meaningful business exchanges with more qualified networking across their various brands. At present, we have over 1,000 members from 100 countries under the RW umbrella. All right, today's program will last about 1 hour. And at this time, we would like to open up the microphone to our audience to get to know all of you a little bit better so that our speakers can understand who their audience is today. All right, so in this segment, you'll be called out, so please unmute yourself and introduce yourself by mentioning which company and country you are from, maybe what time it is where you are, and why you are excited to be a part of this panel discussion. So let's go look around the room right here. Let's start with Hoa Nguyen. Hi, Hoa.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, where are you joining us from today?
I want to introduce something about our company.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, and I'm Hoa. We are DGS Logistics in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. We was founded in 2009, and our head office in Ho Chi Minh City, and we also have branches in Hải Phòng, Đà Nẵng, and and Hanoi, and our main service are sea freight, air freight, as well as DDU, DDB services. We have many cargo exports to USA, to Europe, and other countries in Asia. And we have our FMC bond to export cargo to USA. We can fly IMS and have our own contract with shipping line. So we can get competitive rates. If you have any inquiry from us to Vietnam, can contact us to get competitive rates for your customer. And our team are available for 24/7 a week. We are working hard and can provide our best services to customer and to our value partner.
Okay,
yes,
great.
That is my introduction. And if any question for me?
All right. I think if anyone has any questions, they can go ahead and message you in the chats. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm guessing it's only about 3 in the afternoon over there. I was just in Vietnam recently, and it's a lovely city. Ho Chi Minh is fantastic. All right, let's move right along to Vijay Chauhan. Hi, Vijay. Where are you joining us from today, and what are you hoping to get out of today's talk?
Hey, hi. Good afternoon from India. So,
good afternoon.
Yeah, I representing my organization GNV Logistics, and we are into life sciences and healthcare logistics for last 5 years. And we do the cold chain, transportation, freight forwarding, international. And our expertise are into the purely life science and healthcare logistics, as well as project logistics. So coming to that platform is just an idea to us to know about the technology, how technology is affecting and giving the right result to the freight forwarding industry. So I would be asking to the moderator to tell us what is the this discussion is going to be help us to learn about the industry practices into technology for freight forwarding.
All right, great. Thank you. Thanks, Vijay. If you have any questions or if anybody has any inquiries, please don't hesitate to type it in the chat box. We have a team that will answer all your questions as necessary. So thank you, Vijay, for sharing. All right, let's see. We can go do one more person to get to know you. Let's go with, how about you, Mr. Sivaram Anandapad? Hello, sir. Where are you joining us from today? Can you please unmute your microphone? There you go.
Good morning, Don and everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Anand. I'm representing WF Logistics from Chennai, India. We have been basically into projects and exhibition cargoes and regular forwarding. And we are also specialists in door-to-door. And it is nice to know about RW with a lot of other network in your fold. And certainly I'll be joining that very soon. And definitely, I think we will have a lot of opportunity to interact with many other forwarders worldwide in different areas. And that's what I look forward. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. What time is it over there where you are? Is it
Sorry?
afternoon? What time is it there? Is it
I
morning,
think in
afternoon?
the afternoon, 1:38 p.m.
Okay, 1:38 p.m. All right. Everybody's more or less awake. I'm not sure about all of our members today, but we'll get to know some of them in just a little bit. So let's go ahead and move right along. It's time for us to get to know our speakers for today. Please forgive me if I mispronounce your names. I'll do the best I can. First, we have King Alandi D, CEO and founder of Expedoc from the United States. Next, we have Pushkar Mantri, Associate Vice President of SoftLink Global from India. Next, we have Muhammad Yunus Musani, CEO of Gamma from the United States. And we have Anton Bar, VP of Market Data from Israel. All right, so today our main topic is forwarding technologies. So before we proceed, may I request that each of you switch into the side-by speaker screen on Zoom. We have prepared 4 questions for this topic, and I'll start with the first question. All right, and we can start with, I believe we can start with Mr. Bar first, Anton Bar. Can you please give us a high-level introduction of your technology and how freight forwarders can benefit from it?
Right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, if there are people on that time zone as well. So my name is Anton Bar. I'm a VP Market Data, as you mentioned, of Freightos. Freightos Limited is a publicly traded company. We are traded on NASDAQ. And we have a number of business units that work pretty much for the same purpose in life. And that is connecting between the carriers, either ocean or air carriers, freight forwarders and shippers. And the main goal is really to simplify the process of getting a quote, booking a shipment, and then track the shipments, basically to answer the simple question that most of people have, where's my stuff, right? And this technology replaces what people used to do for many years. People were exchanging prices via Excel files, Word document files, and PDF files in a variety of formats. It was not standardized. There was duplication of fees. It was not optimal. It was not effective. There were too many hands in each shipment and too many people involved, and obviously it was very error prone. So what we're doing, we're simplifying this process by using computers, by connecting via APIs the carriers to the freight forwarders and to shippers, or directly carriers to the larger of the shippers, to allow them to get a quote through a computer. You need to simplify, to simply provide the mode, load, the origin, destination, what you're shipping, and you will get quotes from a variety of carriers. You can select which one fits the budget and the transit time that they're announcing, and you can book directly. And by booking, I also mean the payment. So that's roughly what Freightos as a group is doing. My business unit, Freightos Data, is responsible for building data products. Obviously, all the transactions that flow through the system lives billions of rows, billions of data points of prices, of transit time, the announced transit time versus the real transit time, some performance indicators. Was there any delay? Was there any additional surcharge? Was there any disruption at all? And allowed to track the shipments. Again, answering the question, where's my stuff? And hopefully to simplify the management of your freight procurement and management. And lastly, we have the only, I believe, the only company that has publicly traded indexes. So it's a new commodity that's listed freight, containerized freight is a new commodity that's listed on Chicago Mercantile Exchange and Singapore Stock Exchange. So people can index link the long term contracts to an index, which is regulated and compliant, BMR compliant, and they can hedge the risks of volatile prices with futures trading like any other industry does for years. So that's roughly what we do.
All right. Do you have a short demo of your technology? Possibly you could share it on your screen. Do you have something like that you can share with all of us?
Sure.
All right, great.
So I'm going to share my screen, and let me start with this toolbar of Zoom is a little interfering. So first of all, let me start with just a few more details on Freightos as a group. So we're connecting, as I mentioned, we're connecting carriers with freight forwarders and shippers. We have about, just in terms of the numbers, we have more than 3,500 freight forwarders connected to our system, which can enjoy the variety of APIs of the carriers through which they can get direct quotes, book shipments, and manage them. And that's exactly the data that we use to build data products. Let me just switch to what we call Freightos Terminal. This is our main data portal for market intelligence. It's called Freightos Terminal, not by coincidence. It sounds like Bloomberg Terminal just because similarly to Bloomberg Terminal, this is one place for hopefully all information that a shipper or freight forwarder needs to manage their business. And you can see on the top left side the first 4 data products that we added. So the top one, Freightos Baltic Index or FBX. This is the containerized freight index that I mentioned before. It is regulated, BMR compliant, which means it can be used in financial tools. So any shipper or freight forwarder that want to use floating price in their contract instead of fixed price, that's obviously an alternative. And why it is a good alternative? Because A, it is global. We have 12 trade lanes, as you can see on the left side. So there is 4 lanes over the Pacific Ocean, 4 lanes over the Suez Canal, and 4 lanes over the Atlantic Ocean. And if we take the example of FBX01, this is the first index. It covers the main, possibly the most popular trade lane in the world, still China, Southeast Asia to North America West Coast. And it benchmarks the average price of shipping 40-foot container dry FAK Freight kind commodity from a number of origin ports in China, Southeast Asia to a number of destination ports in North America West Coast. So it can be anything from Shanghai to Vancouver or Los Angeles or Tacoma, any of the most popular ports that you can imagine. And what you can see here in the green chart, it shows you the trend, how the prices change. And it's not just the price itself. The whole point of this Freightos terminal is really to provide you with all the information, or hopefully most of the information, as much as we can, to make better business decisions. And better business decisions are based on information. So the better you are informed, you will be in a better position to make decisions. And just one example here. So for example, we can see FBX01. The price of FBX01, which is again average price of shipping 40-foot container from China, Southeast Asia to North America West Coast, it increased significantly by $700 in April. So you could ask yourself, well, why did that happen? And if you want to explain that, so how do you do that? And that's exactly my point. So you need to be informed. You need to know what happens in the world, right? So we build a variety of tools that simplify this purpose. So for example, just day before the prices went up, you can click on that day and you can scroll through all the events that happened on the day. So we capture, I will get to that in a minute, but we capture a variety of events. So anything that's important, anything that can cause delays additional surcharges, disruptions, storms, strikes, icy, ice coverage in ports, icy roads, anything that can cause you troubles, anything you can know as early as possible to be better prepared or better communicated with your customers, the freight forwarders. So I think a variety, the vast majority of the people here represent freight forwarders. So you obviously know this pain point when a customer calls you and they say, "How come you didn't tell us that the Shanghai port is locked down? How come I need to hear this from my sourcing team in China? So why my partner, my trusted partner, the freight forwarder that I trust with my business, didn't tell me that there was disruption or delay or anything?" So back to the subject at hand, the GRI. It was the GRI here. How do I know that? Because I have all the information what happened on this trade lane, and I'm just scrolling through not so many events. Why not so many? Because they are contextual. I'm looking at a particular trade lane. I will see only the events that are related to this trade lane and to this date in particular. So I can see easily, like in a few clicks, I see that there was a GRI. I have a link to Journal of Conference. I can go there and see the exact details that they were new GRIs introduced by $600 to $700, and that's why the price went up. And then I can ask myself, like, okay, I see that the price go down. Now what? What happened? So again, it's super simple. You just scroll through everything that happens, and eventually you hit another news item, which says that the market actually pushes the prices down. The carriers struggle with holding the GRIs for a variety of reasons. And again, if you're interested in the full details, you just click on the link and you go there and you find out. So a combination of several things, the pricing, of course, that's the most interesting, right? So you want to see how the market is doing in terms of the freight prices. That's one. Two, the transit time. So how does it look like? Are there any congestions? How the dwell time differs between different ports? When I want to choose this route versus that route, I may factor in the price, the announced transit time, the actual transit time, number of disruptions, number of delays, number of strong winds that shut down crates in ports. There are so many things that can happen in logistics, and that's exactly what my business is capturing. And for many years, people were reading variety of data sources. So you would go to the carrier website to see and all kind of announcements and advisories for customers. You would go to the ocean ports, to airport websites, to freight forwarders websites, to industry news, to mainstream media publications to find information that is relevant for your job, to stay informed, to communicate this information with your customers, to communicate this information if you're a shipper with your executive management that often is really baffled by this very complicated logistics business, and they want to understand in simple terms why the price is what it is, why the transit time is what it is, if there is a delay, why it happens. And it's extremely hard to collect this information manually, so it's inhuman to visit so many places a day, right? So that's what we do through computers. And nowadays that the OpenAI and Google Bard and other AI solutions are so much advanced, so you can actually utilize that. So the question was what kind of technologies you can rely on to improve your business. So obviously, knowledge, again, what I said before, knowledge is power. You need to collect as much information as possible. It is not a human task. People can't digest so much information, cross-link, and make sense of everything that happens in the world on the hundreds of shipping routes. And that's what usually large carriers and freight forwarders deal with, and thousands of shipments. But computer can't do that. And today, with AI technology that has extremely good world knowledge, which can be improved with the specifics of logistics and specifics with what happens on your specific trade lanes, and modes of transportation, when you cross-link everything, and then you start noticing things. Then it's much easier to explain why the prices go down, go up, when the transit time happens, when there is a delay. You can maybe know in advance if it's a weather, if there is a weather forecast, for example, of strong wind in a particular ocean port, you know that the cranes will shut down automatically. They have these sensors, right? So that you can anticipate things. And if not, at least you will have the vast majority of the information for making better business decisions. So we collect and tag blank sailings, capacity trends, closures, lockdown, congestion, equipment related. So if there's any, shortage of containers or anything like that, GRIs, holidays, inclement bad weather, especially labor issues like we recently experienced on the west coast of the United States in Long Beach and the Los Angeles ocean ports, and many others. And we put it in context of specific shipping routes and date, and also send priority if that matters. So the combination, again, of the pricing information, the transit time information, and the key events that happen that every logistic professional really should be aware of to communicate this knowledge with, again, with customers, so executive management, etc. So it was in the context of Freightos Baltic Index, but it's not the only data product that we have. Just real quick to go through the others. So Freightos Air Index is based on the same information that flows throughout transactional systems. So freight forwarders usually get quotes from air carriers and book shipments. And we use this information to publish an air index that measures the average price of shipping air cargo on different weight breaks in US dollars per kilogram. So here we're looking at another region-to-region index from China to North America. You can see how spot prices volatile, how they change over time. And again, it's for a specific weight break. You can choose any of the existing weight breaks, and you can see how the price in US dollars per kilogram change for spot market. If you're interested in tracking a particular route or routes, I have the screen open already here. So for example, Ningbo, Shanghai to Los Angeles, and it's a train lane that I designed. I just decided that Ningbo and Shanghai ports 40-foot container to Los Angeles, LAX, and Long Beach ports. I would like to see the detailed information on the pricing for this trade lane. And unlike in the indexes that are a single number, just an average price, here you have the full price spread. So that you can see that what is the highest price that probably very small companies pay for 40-foot container in this case, and what is the lowest price on the market that probably largest of the company with bigger shipping volumes and stronger buying power pay for the same service. So you can see the full price spread from the minimum that we see on the market to the maximum that we see on the market, and different percentiles in between. And the additional thing is the announced transit time that was published by the carriers when they provided the quotes, and the actual transit time. So you can see that how it's different than what you were promised. So in the actual transit time in this case is just port to port, but it can also include the dwell time, anchoring time, berthing time. So we'll have the detailed information on that as well. And that's roughly what Freightos Terminal is all about. So just to summarize, it's a variety of market intelligence tools that provide you information on pricing, on performance indicators such as the announced transit time versus the real transit time, congestion level, port congestion levels, dwell time, including berthing time and anchoring time, and the key events, of course, which are the most important things that happen in logistics in the world. And they are tagged by geography so that you can ignore the rest of the events that are not important and focus on your trade lanes only, and be aware, be informed as soon as something happens on your trade lane immediately. So that's Freightos Terminal, and that's Freightos.
All right. Thank you so much, Anton, for your explanation on Freightos Terminal. It seems very, very useful, keeps everybody well informed. All the data you could probably ask for is all in there. Transparency is also good to have in this industry, and I think that you provide that with this software. So if anybody wants to get in touch with you regarding acquiring the software, do they just message you in the chat, or would you like to leave them some of your details?
So my email is simple, Anton@Freightos. I can put it in chat. Anton, ANTON @Freightos.com. I'll put it, Freightos is a hard word to spell. I'll put it in the chat.
All right. Great. Thank you so much. All right, let's go on. Let's move on to our next presenter. Can you please give us a high-level introduction of your technology and how freight forwarders can benefit from it? We'll go to you, King Alandi D. Can you go ahead and explain to us your product?
Absolutely, yeah. Happy to do it. Could I just share my screen?
Sure, go for it.
Awesome. Well, here, let me go for it. Let me know if my screen is sharing properly, everyone.
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. Let me make sure I see the chat here in case there's any questions in the group or comments. Again, want to keep this as conversational as possible. So anyone in the crowd, feel free to just stop me at any point in case you have any questions. That said, let's go for it. What is Expedoc? So quick introduction of myself. My name is King. I'm the CEO of Expedoc. My background is I used to come from a family of shippers. So ever since I was 14, doing import-export, moving pallets around Asia. Went to Stanford afterwards, did AI research, and now I am bringing some cutting-edge technology into the industry. And so really what we do at Expedoc is all about automation. So Anton a while ago talked a lot about how there's a lot of data in the space. Fortunately, they're aggregating this data, but on our end, we feel like, yes, totally agree with that. That is a much needed solution, but a lot of this information is still in very unstructured formats, right? And so for freight forwarders today, supply chain businesses today, a lot of times there's just a ton of documentation, right? I mean, maybe I can hear from the people in the crowd who here has ever entered an accounts payable invoice, like the data on your AP invoice, the data on your BL into like a TMS. Can I see some comments if anyone here has been an operator or an AP clerk or something like that?
Anyone?
Anyone? No one? No one's doing freight operations here, I guess. Everyone's just a boss. But
yeah, you're in a room full of bosses, King.
Yeah, in a room full of bosses. No one.
We're talking to the King, though.
Yeah, no one here has done data entry, but I mean, the whole point is your team, right? They're doing a lot of manual data entry. They're reading data from documents, putting it into your TMS, whether it's accounts payable, invoice data, BL data, commercial invoice data, packing list, anything really. They're doing all of this manual work, right? When in fact, these people are freight experts, and they're people who are good at making things move efficiently and also at building relationships, right? Why are they spending time entering data when really they could be upselling your existing accounts or, getting more shipments, finding new customers? And so that's really why we founded Expedoc and, why we started working on this. And, I'm going to give you a very quick visual on what it is that we actually do. The way you can think about our solution is it's really this end-to-end AI automation service. So regardless of the format of that data source, we're able to pull from it, structure it, right? And we're the only player in the space that guarantees this level of accuracy because like you, we've been in the industry, we understand that accuracy is key. Then finally, we put it into whatever TMS that you use. We have out-of-the-box ready integrations with CargoWise, Magaya, ShipThis. We have an API for your custom TMSs, and yeah, we're happy to sort of just discuss if anyone else feels this need as well. Right. On top of that, from the data that we've pulled, we just aggregate and visualize that data for our customers as well. So we pull data from several external sources, right? So maybe we, scrape or search for external sources like maybe Freightos or any other platform and sort of give you an idea of, hey, based off of this data, we feel that you could get a better rate, or maybe you should consider other partners for the shipment, or we can even provide your end shippers with data like, what is your landed cost per SKU, or any other information that really will help you win more customers. Now, I'm going to pause there just for a sec because that was quite a lot of information on what it is we do. And, just open it up if anyone has a clarification. Does anyone else have this need? Is the crowd sort of even here?
Let's take a look. Please don't be shy. If you have any questions for King regarding his product, please go ahead and ask him. We can have a nice little conversational dialogue like I think King was hoping we could have. So does anybody have anything to add or to ask at this time? If not, we also have a chance to do this later on in the talk. If that's also the case, maybe we can all consolidate our ideas and thoughts and do that later on as well.
Yeah. That's true. I'm trying to put them on the spot. They probably don't want that. All right.
That's okay. I'm sure that they'll muster up the strength to ask you some questions later on in the program when they start to marinate over some of the things that everybody's been presenting today. So
Thanks,
anyway,
Don.
Thank you, King, for sharing, and we'll go ahead and move right along.
I have a couple more slides to share.
Oh yeah, sure. By all means, go ahead.
Yeah. So in terms of our existing customers, we work with supply chain businesses from all across the board, from very small sort of smaller freight forwarders all the way to your larger freight forwarders like the ones you see on the screen. We even have like CEVA Logistics, which is a pretty big one, or we also have the carriers like Maersk and CMA CGM. So here's just very quick anecdote. So instead of sort of showing you a specific demo today, because again, I want to recognize every supply chain business we work with is pretty unique. And really, it's not that interesting visually, right? Like it's just pulling data from the document and putting it into your system. But happy to take that offline. Instead, today, I'll just share a few stories from our existing customers on how they've been able to use our technology to, take their business to the next level. So here's a few concrete examples. One specific use case is accounts payables automation. So what do I mean by accounts payables automation? So today, you receive AP invoices from your vendors. You manually transcribe that, reconcile it with your charges, expected charges, right? And if it matches, you'll release the payment. If it doesn't match, there's a dispute process, and you're probably manually looking through the TMS to get all of this information. At Expedoc, what we're able to do is actually bring all of this information into a single dashboard for you, and we pull that data already from your document. So it just says like, hey, this is the discrepancy, approve, reject, release, and just automating that end-to-end process for you, regardless of that format, whether it's a PDF, image, handwritten document, really doesn't matter. And so AliSped over here, they were able to, so they used a different AP provider before, right? So a competitor to us really. And they had low accuracy. In a lot of cases, they really couldn't support the edge cases. And that's really because, unlike other players, we are built by forwarders for forwarders. We're focused on the workflows. And so we can automate those complex use cases based on, your existing process. We were able to save them like $25,000 per year just for this one process. And, we've been working with them on 3 or 4 or 5 different processes. Here's another example from ClearFreight. So straight from the import traffic specialist, right? It's been amazing. I never miss billing an invoice. Hey, those D&D charges start to add up if you start missing. Well, even if you miss just one, that's pretty pricey, right? And so now, fortunately, they never missed billing an invoice, and they have a report of all of it that they need to bill, and all the charges are already there. All they need to do is post it. Saves 5 to 10 minutes for each invoice, right? So 5 to 10 minutes might not seem that big, but if you're processing, a few thousand shipments, and an invoice for each, like that is a lot of time already. Second would be just on operations, right? So let's say you want to create a shipment, create a consolidation, log those shipments inside of your TMS coming from the bill of lading or even the SLI. We are able to read those different data sources, whether it's an email, document, whatever. Then we put it into your TMS once it's confirmed, right? Carrier booking. We can create that shipment. And so Castlegate over here, I don't know if any of you know of the furniture company Wayfair. They do all the logistics for every single piece of Wayfair furniture in the world. And because Castlegate is owned by them. But yeah, they actually were able to onboard within a month. So they actually used a competitor for 6 months, tried to roll it out, never worked out. Now, whenever I see them at a freight event, they holler at me. They're like, wow, with Expedoc, we onboarded within a month and all of our use cases are completely covered. We also service like Ascent Logistics, who now they're able to scale their business without adding headcount. I think especially for the people over here in RW who are, in this great community where everyone's giving each other business, everyone's, growing, the platform is growing, the businesses are growing. This is a very great, it's an excellent use case, right? Where other businesses might be using this to widen their margin. With Expedoc, you can also just increase the amount of shipments that you're processing without adding more headcount. We can also do commercial invoice and packing list extraction. So when you're doing a customs entry, there's a lot of line items there. Sometimes, we've talked to some people who spend an entire day, one whole day on a single commercial invoice because there's like, I don't know, a couple hundred line items on that commercial invoice. Now with our AI, you don't have to do any work at all. It's just going to take you like 1 minute, literally just put it, send the PDF to Expedoc, and we take care of everything else. All that data appears inside of your system. No effort needed. Now, I'm going to pause because I see Deepankar is, sorry if I mispronounce your name, but
yes, his hand raised.
Their hand.
So yeah. Let's go ahead and put him on. Maybe our back end people can put him on the screen so that we can see him.
Hello. Looking good. He's in his car.
Yes, I saw that earlier, actually.
Yeah, hi, King. Hi, Don. Thank you, Don, again for hosting a beautiful Zoom meeting. I go with my question so that I don't waste time for everyone else. King, I was going through quite keenly on yours and Anton's presentation, but my question is to you. When you say that this product is there and it has a variety of customers of different sizes, like it can be a medium, a small, or a large enterprise. Because you also give an example to the level of a CMA. So how do you think the onboarding for a company like us, like we are an entrepreneur, like a medium or a small enterprise as compared to the CMAs of the world? So do you think this product will also be pocket friendly and onboard friendly for companies like us, for a mid-sized companies like us?
Yeah, so great question over there. I think the good news is for Expodoc specifically, we have usage-based pricing. Yes, there's a bit of a minimum, right? So at the very least, you need to spend at least $750 a month. But yeah, that's where our minimum is. There's some usage-based tiering, but yeah, if sort of the value I've outlined here, where you can automate the manual work of your team, if that's worth $750 to you, then happy to chat. Otherwise, also still happy to chat for, you know, when you do scale your business even further. But
All
yeah,
right.
we have some customers who actually have like 70 shipments a month, 50 shipments a month, who do see value in our product. That said, there's some integration sort of discussions where if it's on the much smaller end right now, we only have the integration out of the box for CargoWise and Magaya. Other systems, not yet, right? Because and so if you're on the smaller end, might not be worth it for us to invest on an integration. But if you're on CargoWise Magaya, that integration is essentially already there and free. So we've onboarded that 70 shipment customer I mentioned in actually just a week and a half.
I also want to give Anton a chance to chime in to you as well, Deepankar, so that he can also say, basically say if his product's also good for you there.
Yes,
Well,
of course, we can do that. We can do that at the same time. Just to give you an idea, we are already doing something with one of the IT softwares, but the plan is, the plan is a growth model. So I was really getting gripped with what King was saying, seeing the future-wise growth of our organization, and we are going multi-locations and multi-countries, because we've recently launched ourselves in Hong Kong, and we've recently launched one small office in Estonia.
Wow.
You know how the entrepreneurs go. They see an opportunity and we just want to try everything. I mean, not that Rome is not built in a day, but that's the whole effort. So I'm sorry to take too much of time and for the noise from the back, but you know how India traffic is and the roads are. We are a busy country and a growing country. Thank you. Thank you once again for your answer, King. We will be in touch one-to-one. I have my email ID and contacts already left in the chat box for all.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I'll definitely reach out. I threw my email down there as well.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you so much.
also why I'm in the car is because I'm just on the way back to my office. We had an event of supply chain management. Yeah.
I was gonna ask why you're looking so good in that suit.
Well, I'll answer this. Just a quick one. Generally, I look good. I don't look bad. But yeah, I don't wear a suit always. Sometimes, these are obligations of our industry. We have to. Thank you. Thank you again. Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Deepankar. Yeah, so sort of as he mentioned, right, we are enabling a lot of businesses of all sizes as well to scale and grow their business without adding headcount. Yeah, I guess I will actually leave it at that. We do have other examples. So these are on the more medium end, on the much larger end, right? Even with CMA CGM, they mentioned that we were able to help CEVA Logistics. The team was able to win new time-sensitive air export business. This would not have been possible without utilizing the Expodoc AI product. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, don't take it from me, take it from the customers, right? If Siva's winning more business with Expodoc, making it more possible, you know, we want to do the same with y'all. So yeah, thank you so much. Another one is Rose Container Line. People asked for some examples on the smaller end. Well, Rose is not that small, but they are great example of a customer as well, family-owned freight forwarder based in New York. You know what I mean? Saving a lot of money, enabling to have more staff and handle more work. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap my presentation there.
All right, great. Thank you so much, King Alandi D, for that great presentation. We're gonna move right along to our next presenter now. If we could call upon Pushkar Mantri, Associate Vice President of SoftLink Global. If you can present your product as well. Hi, how are you doing today?
All good, Don. Let me just share my screen. Yep. Going in line with the talks, technology and how it impacts the industry today. Right. We have been talking about it. Anton said what King has been talking about. Technology has evolved drastically, right? Initially, yes, there was linear, right? We at SoftLink Global, we are a 2-decade-old organization. In our experience, it has been pretty linear in the earlier days. Looks like Angela has some questions. She has raised her hand. Angela, you have some query?
Yes, hello. Hey, yes, this is Angela. This is Angela from Gateway Global Logistics. Sorry to interrupt you, but my question was especially for freighters, because I know exactly their system because I was working in Spain with them. My question is how it will impact the local market here in China and Hong Kong, because as you know, the carriers, they used to sell basic space agreements. Okay, and also here they are working more with a co-loading business. So I'm not sure how it will affect the local market as it is, right? So I would like to know, because definitely it's a very good tool just to make the market fair for every forwarding agent and customer. But I don't know how it will affect, and if it's already accepted, how many shipping lines and airlines are just working, just making public their rates. Hello?
Maybe I missed the introduction. It was a question to me. I am guessing by the context, but I kind of missed the introduction to that. Anyway, so yeah, great question. So on the air side, it is much simpler to answer because the air carriers are much more digitalized, and the vast majority of airlines already have APIs and connected to WebCargo, which is our main product for freight forwarders. Happy to share a direct link to the website of WebCargo. It's one of the companies that Freightos Group acquired along the time. Located, headquartered in Barcelona. It belongs to the Freightos Group and taking care of the connections to the air carriers. And it's super simple. There's a variety of options to subscribe to that. There's even free version. I'm not an expert to answer on the questions about the WebCargo, but in general, it allows you to see what we call matrix view of different airlines, different dates, like you would buy an airplane ticket. Same thing. So you would put an origin, destination, commodity, what do you want to ship, how many boxes, and when the shipment is going to be ready, and then you will have a variety of different shipping options. Usually, you would find all kind of airlines that you wouldn't even think about. So airlines that like, I'm located in Israel, and El Al, our local air carrier, is not very popular in the world, but it's much cheaper. So even if you ship from, I don't know, Turkey to United States, sometimes shipping through Tel Aviv is much less expensive. Yes, there will be additional transit time. And then again, so it's going to be like a matrix view that shows you the transit time, the price in different days, and how much it's going to cost you with the variety of carriers. So that is the easier answer. The other is the ocean side. So it depends on the availability of the APIs that ocean carriers provide. There's a number of APIs available today. Evergreen is one of them. ONE just linked to us a few days ago. It's all very new for ocean carriers. CMA-CGM and Maersk, MSC don't have any APIs yet. So it's a more complicated story. The data is usually passed on through static files, Excel files, and documents, etc. And it's the same business units where Cargo you can discuss directly with them. So yeah, did I miss any of the questions?
No, I think that covers it for the most part. I think also we should get back to Pushkar's presentation so that we can complete all of our presentations for the day within a reasonable amount of time. So Pushkar, go ahead and continue your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Introducing SoftLink. SoftLink, well, we are headquartered in India. We are a 2-decade-old organization headquartered in India with our own offices today in US, Philippines, Singapore, and UAE at the moment, whereas customers spread across 40+ countries across the globe. We have been defining or designing solutions for the freight and logistics industry for these years, right? And of course, as we started, and we have literally witnessed the evolution which has happened in the technological space. Initially, of course, it was linear in nature, but in the last few years, I will say it has been exponential. It has been extremely rapid. Ignoring the importance of technology, we all know, has led to a downfall of many giants, including likes of Nokia, Kodak, as an example. As Darwin said, right, survival of the fittest. Continuous evolution is the key. Today, loads of things are happening. What Anton has been mentioning, King has been mentioning, and so on. And hence, strongly emphasizing, to embrace, utilize, and investing in technology, I will say, is the need of the hour. Talking about logistics, well, it's a one-stop solution for all the needs that a typical freight forwarder may have, right from their sales and CRM, pricing, quotations, their operations, air, ocean, land, import, export, warehousing, transportation, billing, financial accounting, customer visibility, everything, kind of a one-stop solution, a ready-to-use ERP, which is technologically advanced as well, wherein being completely web-based, you can access it from anywhere, anytime, platform independent, device independent, and most importantly, it is extremely easy to use. Why logistics? Well, there are loads of reasons. I won't be able to talk about all of them today, but I will try to emphasize on a certain aspects as part of my presentation today. Most importantly, power of mobility. Well, we keep on traveling, right? As in today, me as well, as in I'm basically from India, but today I'm in Philippines. Same is the case with most of the freight forwarders across the globe. Geography has turned history, right? Because of the nature of our business and the travel which has been happening. With that, we have the solutions available, which gives you that power of mobility. Mobile apps. The application itself is web-based, but mobile apps gives you more added advantages, right from your salespeople when they want to quote to, let's say, a prospect, instead of going back to the pricing team, trying to identify certain things and so on. Instead of that, just via the mobile app, they can extract the standard pricing list associated with a particular trade lane or a carrier, and then add just those margins and state down your quotations at an earlier rate, at a faster level. Similarly, for the management, traveling, but want to check out certain reports, certain high-level understanding about a particular shipper or an agent, just extract those reports, get that understanding, which becomes easier for the talks when you're on the road, when you're meeting a particular prospect or an existing customer, agent, and so on. Tracking, well, customers have also turned demanding, right? As in giving them complete visibility of their shipments, complete associated milestones, live tracking. Today, yes, the likes of the things which have been happening, the disruption which is happening across the globe, connecting with the airlines, connecting with the ocean carriers, having those live electronic air bill tracking, live container tracking has become much more easier. With that, now it also becomes more imperative to share that information on a live basis with your customers to give them complete understanding about their shipments. And not just tracking, I will say document sharing, allowing your customers to come on board, send their booking request to you, send their documents to you, and all those. So it is kind of a customer portal where the major emphasis is, yes, on real-time visibility, but many other things can also happen via that. Anton has been also stating this, knowledge is power, right? What is measurable, you got to measure it. Otherwise, well, data is useless. Analyzing data gives you more power. Loads of data keeps every day that your people are working on the system, loads of data gets embedded onto the application. The idea is to convert those data into meaningful information, to give you a complete understanding with regards to how the business is moving. Performance associated with many sectors. It could be, let's say, industry-wise, could be agents, could be networks, which agents are giving you how much business, which network is working out for you, which industry is growing, which industry is lagging behind, which carrier, which trade lane, and so on. Many things can happen again with the power of data analytics. The era is of collaboration. Instead of reinventing every wheel, there are loads of solutions, nice to have solutions, easy to use solutions out there. The era is of collaboration wherein integrating with various other stakeholders, airlines, ocean carriers, including the likes of Freightos or Expedog, to read the PDF reading per se, or having those complete analytics about a trade lane, pricing, and so on. Not just that, it could be again with your banks, when you're doing your processing, your APs or your ARs, reconciliation again becomes an important task with the banks. Getting all those aspects automated is also a need of the hour. With that, I'm saying, talking about power of integrations, power of collaborations, wherein Logisys has those capabilities. We have those standard APIs via which integrating with any third-party application for whatever purpose, could be regulatory in nature, like electronic invoicing for UK, for India, for China, could be manifest filings for US, for Canada, for India, for Philippines. Everything is possible via these power of integrations. But most importantly, any good system or any good product is useless unless it is backed by the right people and with the proper implementations. And this is where something I'm extremely proud of. SoftLink plays a pivotal role, wherein we collaborate and work closely with our customers, right from their implementations, proper training to make sure that the end users become effective, not just trained. I'm talking about the end users become effective on the application. And of course, the continuous passive as well as active support, wherein my customers can reach out to me in a 24/7 manner directly. Could be via online chats, telephonic, or email support, where everything is backed by the right support. SoftLink, in its 2 decades of existence, has been emphasizing or spending loads of efforts in making sure that these aspects get governed rightly. And that is why we are extremely proud to have an extremely high customer retention ratio. Yep, that was my short talk. Of course, if you end up talking about the entire aspect, because Logisys, it covers the entire spectrum of the industry, right? So it was never possible to cover everything. But yes, my team and me are pretty open to get in touch with any of you to have a detailed demonstration and detailed talks with regards to how we can address and how we can improve the efficiencies, the effectiveness, and most importantly, the controls and the customer satisfactions.
All right. Thank you so much, Pushkar, for sharing that. We'll go on now to our final presenter for the day. Last but not least, can we call upon Muhammad Yunus Musani, CEO of Gamma from the United States.
Thank you very much, Don, for the introduction and arranging everything. It was all very good to arrange and very informative sessions for all the participants. Thank you very much for everyone for attending. Anton, King, Pushkar, you guys have done a great job to explain what industry is actually required. allow me to share. I can talk a couple of things that complement whatever these technology guys have said and what Gamma is capable to offer in addition to the available technologies. Well, let me share my screen. Here we go. Can you see my screen, right?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, perfect. So a short introduction about me. My name is Yunus Musani. I'm CEO of company Gamma Suit. We are a Texas-based company, and we are doing freight technology, which enables freight forwarder and their customer to do self-serve. So why technology is important for freight forwarder? This is one of the important questions everybody has in their mind, and what technology is required. So I think someone's mic is on so that I can repeat my voice. Yeah, thank you. So what is the right technology that can help freight forwarder and their customers? So the technology that is required, which can manage their operations, their pricing, and the most important thing is their customer. So right now, there are a lot of technologies available in the market which can talk about the operation and pricing, but not about their customer experience, how they can build the customer's experience, how they can manage their customers easily. So we in Gamma give a lot of focus on that particular thing. Now, as we talk about with this freight forward is about their customer, what frustrates their customer is that most of the time they talk that the manual rates are sent by email or by calls, and then they have the contracts from shipping line, which is again a big challenge for them to convert to digitize those contracts, because all of those shipping line still have those Excel file and kind of a lot of mapping and other functions required to manage those contract rates. So that is something literally frustrate the customer as well as the ops and the pricing team to manage those things. Delay in communication every time the customer required those track and trace and delay and information about the quote, it takes a lot of delays in communication. And the information coming delays, that's why there is a lot of calls and emails communication going on with that. Many times we have noticed that invoices are sent incorrect because of these initial quotes and the pricing was not correct. And another big challenge is since the logistic is 24/7 kind of thing, and different time zone, one country is in holidays, another country is working, one country is sleeping, another country is at work. So those time zone differences also big issue for customers and the agents to connect with the partners. So that requires a technology which can help them. So what is the answer for this? The answer is go for Gamma. And the answer to your customer's frustration is also Gamma. How Gamma can help and impact your customers and agents and team. So we enable our platform to have the search, spot, and contract rates. We able to pull all the market rates from the shipping line and airline, and also able to digitize those contract rates. Another key feature is that inquiry and RFQ, we will a tool which can connect you, your customers, and your agent to have all the inquiries and RFQs. Customer can have the rates, they can book online, they can track their shipments, they can download their documents, and a complete purchase order management system we have also built into the platform, which can manage from the shipper's SKU level till the point purchase order is being placed, production is being done, inspection is being made, till the point is the shipment is actually delivered. All of those key aspects for the customers are being managed into this. And then we have the agents and the carrier portal. So that we not only connect customers, but we also enable the carriers and the agents to connect with you so that they can have the pricing, tracking, visibility online. Customer can pay their bills online. And then we have also added the sustainability measures, CO2 emissions into the platform so that your customer can see what is their CO2 emissions. So Gamma is basically a white label platform, not a marketplace, and work as an aggregator for like getting everything into one platform. We enable to use a kind of an efficiently to the rate search automatic in the process between your customer and your business operation. And it works on your website like a branded URL like portal.yourcompany.com, so that your customer always know that they are dealing with the freight forwarder directly, not with specifically to any freight forwarder, any third-party solution. And once customer log in, they can have access to the rate search. They can just enter the port pair and the commodity and container size type. They can search rate. System is going to pull the spot market rate from Merck's, Hapag, CMA, Evergreen, all of those spot rate available. And then it's also pulled your contract rates. So let's say you have different contract rates, adding all those things with your margin, which you can define how your margins should work, like based on your commodity, customers, container size type, routing, and everything you can combine, and you can define the math so that system is going to add certain margin into whatever the rates that is coming into the platform, and your customer can immediately see the price. So they don't need to wait for over days to get those pricing. They can instantly get those pricing from the platform, and it's all your sell price, and it's all your customer and all your vendors. The similar thing is coming from Merck's, Hapag, OneLine, all of those spot rates. Customer can also immediately check the vessel schedule, because after the pricing, another important aspect for them is to see the vessel schedule. What is the vessel they want to ship their cargo? Because those spot market are all based on the different schedule. The rates are coming from one vessel to another vessel is different for the spot market. So we able to show them if there is a pricing, there is also some schedule attached with this. Then we do have a similar kind of thing for the air. The customer can also do the air search. They can just enter the origin airport to destination airport, entering their cargo dimensions like the length, width, height, and the weight, and system understand all the chargeable weight and other calculation, and pull the pricing from available IATA integration plus their own spot and contract rates, and show it the pricing to their customer. They can also see the flight schedules, like we have the vessel schedule. Now we also have the flight schedules for air. So they can also see the flight schedule before submit an online booking to this platform. In addition to ocean air, we have also built a mechanism where we can connect with the express carrier like UPS, DHL, FedEx. So those is also available, because the concept was that we can have the complete aggregator solution, which could offer domestic as well as the ocean, air, and express. So it combined all of those things into one platform. So this works the similar way that you just need to have an account with UPS and DHL. We can pull their pricing, add your margin, and show it to your customers so that they can get rates book online. And this kind of platform like increases chance for new business as well. So let's say company is doing mostly in ocean. Now they want to start air. They just need to have a platform like Gamma, and they can onboard their customer, because it just need to have connection set up with the airline, and then we can pull the rates and give access to their customers, so the pricing gets available instantly. The same thing works for domestic. We are connected with a lot of LTL, FTL drayage carrier, and we are building those connections around the globe so we can have more rates coming into our platform. So you just need to have a right partner with have a rates management availability, and we can pull their pricing, add your margin, and your customer can get rates instantly. So these are the different things that we have into our platform specifically for the pricing. But in case if there is no pricing available, we also build a complete solution where your customer can send you an inquiry, and your team can build the complete pricing based on whatever the available integration services there. And it can also connect with your agent. So let's say you receive a request from rates from China to US, and you have an agent in China. You can just send your inquiry to agents in China, and they can submit the rates directly into the platform, and then you can quote the pricing, adding your margin or adding some additional accessorial into that, so your customer can get the pricing instantly. As Pushkar mentioned, that track and trace is also one of the important aspects everyone need. Like it's wasting a lot of time for the freight forwarder to respond their customer about where my shipment is, what are the delays. So we at Gamma able to track all of those shipments from the shipping and airline, and we also able to show them where exactly the vessel is at any point of time, with all the trajectory, how the vessel is going to travel, what are the different stages and the milestone the shipment has to be passed through, and then they can get all the information. This information can be pushed to their TMS, like we are integrated with CargoWise and other TMS. So we can push this information to your system. We can also send a notification to the customer that these are the different status. Any change in milestone, any changes in any expected arrival date, we can capture. And the system is also show your customer where the shipment is at any point of time with red, green, and yellow colors. So red is like delays above 7 days. So we capture the initial shipment information from your existing TMS, like what is your expected arrival date, like the initial commitment with the customer. And then we match or we verify those ETAs with the shipping line system, that what is the expected arrival date. And if there is any delay, we can show it to your customer that, hey, this shipment is not going to arrive destination on the expected time. There is a delay above 7 days or less than 7 days. So they should be prepared. They should arrange accordingly. If they have some urgencies, they can manage it to that point, rather than they expect the shipment is going to arrive and they were not able to get those shipments. So we give them a notification all the time, and they have the access to the platform, which is available on the portal as well as on the app. So they can track every shipment, whether ocean, air, domestic, with these integrations channels. Customer can pay their invoices because the system is connected with whatever the TMS you have. We can pull the information from your TMS and show your customer what are their invoices. They can download their invoices. If they have any dispute, they can also raise those disputes through the platform, because most of the time what happens is that customer has a dispute and they raise an email which goes to everyone, even though they copy to the CEO and the director of that particular company. So avoiding those communication with all those channels, we thought it's a good idea to have the invoices and the dispute channel through the platform, so that they can get something that their dispute is being created. They can verify that what stage their disputes are, whether it's been approved, rejected, or what are the communication. It should go right into the platform, and customer can pay their bills by credit card, by ACH, and all other digital channels. This is one of the important factors, the sustainability. Everyone is now talking about the CO2 emissions. So that's something Gamma also did a quick development on that part. So now we are able to pull those pricing, those CO2 emission from all the shipment. And this entire calculation is based on accredited emission calculation method, which has been provided by the GLE framework. So we can see that what specific shipment is what exactly the CO2 emission. So we can calculate and show customer that what is their well to tank and tank to wheel kind of a CO2 emission. And now we are also moving in a direction that we want to show customer those kind of CO2 emission at the time they search rates. So they can see, okay, if I am getting the rates from Hapag, this is their CO2 emission. If I get rates from those Mercs, this is their CO2 emission. And going forward, when we will see sooner or later that CO2 emission is going to be monetized in somehow, so that maybe companies have some units of the carbon they save, so they can see that, okay, this is my CO2 footprint and the emission and my units into that particular thing. So this is the plan that we have. Another very important factor for customer and the operations team is this analytics. So they can always see in which stage their shipments are, how many shipments are in which specific stage, what is the number of shipments which are on time, late, very late, and they can track their late shipments very easily. That, okay, if I have late shipments, who's my shipping line, who's my customer, who are my the consignee on those late shipments, what are the different routes where the shipments are delayed, and they can immediately find out the channel they need to communicate of these delays, and they can immediately make everyone ready for those delays. And at the same time, those information become an historic information for the company. So they always know that if I'm moving with this specific shipping line of this specific service provider, it always has delays. So they have the numbers into their statistical data and the historic data they can monitor. And based on those things, they can also identify the service provider. System allow them to rate those service provider like 1 star to 5 star, like this is my best service provider. Next time when they do the business with them, system is going to show them, okay, this is your 5-star service provider. It's good to work with them. And based on those bases, they can do this. This is maybe if we are talking about the shipping and airline, maybe this is very few shipping and airlines that we're working with. But when we are dealing with the trucking companies, those are in high number. So like 4,000, 5,000 trucking companies connected with one forwarder doing businesses. So they need to find out which specific carrier they need to work with. And those carriers are like a small carriers, like mom and pop shows. So there we also need to have those information built into the platform. what our customers saying when they have Gamma into platform, Sealing is one of our large customer, and like the CEO of Sealing has mentioned that they onboarded 210% more client per month since implemented Gamma, because it enables them to serve more customer with less amount of time, and it also helps their customer to get rates quickly. And if you are able to quote your customer instantly, you have more chances to win that particular customer, versus if customer is getting delay for 3 days to have the quote, you lost that opportunity. Another of our customer primaries, they use our Gamma platform, and they notice that their overall time from the quote till the shipment booking process was like more than 35 minutes to 1 hour, and it reduces to 4 minutes and less than 4 minutes, just because the process becomes so smooth, so easy for them, because the customer send in search rate, they just submit a booking. From their booking, it goes to the carrier, the shipping line instantly from the platform. When carrier confirm that booking, it comes to Gamma platform again as a confirmation option. All the documents downloaded, like bill of lading and the other labels and other thing, and customers can directly download all their documents. So it makes it very, very simple for them, the process, which was like a redundant lot of data entry. As King mentioned, that there are a lot of data entry into this process. So there are multiple ways, like either there is a way to pull this document into the system, like as King mentioned, but what we are doing is that we trying to improve the process where we can eliminate a lot of data entries and make the process or connectivity with the partners in a way that information can flow between the customer to freight forwarder to the service provider. The same thing work for the shipping instructions. So platform is also enable your customers, being a freight forwarder's customer, to submit the shipping instruction directly into the platform, and your team does not require to do the manual entry again, which is a lot of challenge to manage from the BL draft and other mistake. So this is also something that is available into this. So go for Gamma. If you want to grow your revenue, go digital, because everyone need to be a digital freight forwarder. If you need to increase your efficiency, grow your efficiency, the Gamma is there. And if you want to grow your brand identity, like companies using Gamma look like a digital freight forwarder, and they need to brand themselves as a digital freight forwarder. So that's where the Gamma kind of technology can play a big role. The small companies look big. And one more thing, as one of our friends asked, that like it's very easy on your pocket as well. So we will a pricing on basis of number of shipment, and we make it very easy. And we are not charging by container, we are just charging by shipment. So it's very easy for a small companies to a very large companies to adopt Gamma quickly. And the process there. A lot of partners we are connected with this, and this is all the Gamma is about. So book your demo with us to get more information. We are a company which listen a lot from our customers, and we do a lot of customization into our platform. And whatever the data that and the productivity and the feature and function you can see from our presentation and the system is all based on the feedback and the industry knowledge that we build from our customer and the industry lead. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Yunus Musani, the CEO of Gamma, for that wonderful presentation. All right. So we're about finished here, except we have one more question to ask the panel. And I know we've had a lot of technology and innovation shared today, but just an open question. What technologies are trending right now, and which ones do you believe forwarders should keep an eye on moving forward? Anybody can chime in from the panel for this question. By all means, Yunus, yes.
Yes, so what I think is that it's not the single technology, but what I learned from the shippers, the freight forwarder, is that the technology should be the right technology, because every freight forwarder has a different area of the problem, because some freight forwarder has some specific thing they're working and they need to have the technology. But overall, it should manage your operation pricing and your customer. That's what the technology should look like. Plus, the new trendy thing is the AI and the blockchain. So if any technology that start working on that is something very unique and new to this thing. But at least the technology should serve your operation pricing and customer very well. That's the minimum thing that every freight forwarder should look for.
All right.
I'm
anybody
happy
else?
happy to add to that.
Sure, Anton, sure.
So during the pandemic, it was turmoil and the prices went up, but now the prices are back to normal. So there's no more prices like $12,000 for 40-foot container, crazy things like that. And the premium surcharges where you had to essentially pay the bribe to to the carrier to load your stuff, right? So there's no more of that. The price is back to very much normal, even below what we saw before the pandemic, and that forces everybody to make more efficient to make things more efficient. And making things more efficient means use every bit of technology. It's not that there's no just one technology, but just go through a process, find the one process that's still manual, still takes time. It slows you down before you can actually service your customers, and do that. So sometimes it is the process, like several people mentioned today, a process of ingesting the various documentations and even the rate sheets that still coming from a variety of carriers. Just a horrible form. It's a whole bunch of no normalization at all, duplicate surcharges, a whole bunch of issues there. So address that first. So obviously we're happy to help with some of that. So there's other technologies that they're doing things like that. And the last one, like Yunus mentioned, AI is there. And as I mentioned before, there's a lot of things that happen in logistics and in the world in general, and that's why we added the key events that we do, that we collect with the AI and we analyze with AI. And it's just a matter of today, it's just a matter of just taking whatever technology is available on the market page, just a little extra. It's very cheap. Everything is available there, and combining it all together with AI. That's my take on that.
Okay, great. Thank you, Anton. Anybody else have anything to add? All right. I guess if there's no more to add, I would just want to thank everybody and all of our speakers for joining us today. Thank you for your contribution to RW Solutions 12th panel discussion, King, Pushkar, Yunus, and Anton. We really appreciate you taking the time and would like to thank everybody for attending today's panel discussion. Please be advised that our next panel discussion is scheduled for September 26, 2023, and our next topic will be transshipment hubs. All right. I hope you guys had a great time. I hope it was an informative talk for all of you. And if you want to get in touch with any of our speakers, just leave a message in the chat. We'll leave it open for a few minutes so that you guys can exchange information. All right. Hope you guys had a great time. If you do have the chance, please do visit our RW website where all our networks are showcased. You might be interested to be joining one of our networks moving forward, where we promote partnership networking amongst freight forwarders. We have also left you a poll, so if you could please take 2 minutes to fill it up, it'll be very helpful for us to improve our panel discussions moving forward. Once again, my name is Don Puno, and thank you all, and have a beautiful day wherever you are. Bye, everyone.